All right, let's explore a really fascinating what-if in the Harry Potter universe. We're going to look at a single choice, just one tiny moment that could have completely changed everything we thought we knew about the boy who lived. I mean, just think about it for a second. The entire saga, right? The battle for the very soul of the wizarding world. What if all of it turned on just one single word, whispered by a magical hat? It's kind of wild to think that one different choice could change the entire game. And that's the word. Just imagine the scene. The sorting hat is on Harry's head, it pauses for a beat, and instead of shouting Gryffindor, it shouts Slytherin. Right there, in that one moment, the entire story we all know and love gets thrown out the window. It's a completely new reality. So, this is that fork in the road. What actually happens when the boy who lived gets sorted into the one house that everyone connects with dark wizards? Let's unpack how that single choice would totally reshape his journey from the ground up.
No, what's so fascinating here is that the sorting hat already saw all this stuff in Harry. It knew he had ambition, it saw his resourcefulness, and yeah, of course, that little piece of Voldemort's soul hanging out in there. In the story we know, Harry's own choice pushed him to Gryffindor. But in this timeline, he leans in. He embraces that Slytherin potential.
And the fallout from that choice? It's immediate. Forget Ron and Hermione. Harry's new world now revolves around Draco Malfoy. And for Draco, you gotta believe that having the famous Harry Potter in his house isn't just a cool status symbol, it's total validation. They would have become these incredibly powerful allies, bound by a shared ambition and an understanding of what it's like to have a famous name. The whole social map of Hogwarts is redrawn, just like that. So, this new alliance, it forges a totally new path for Harry. Because remember, Hogwarts doesn't just teach you spells, it shapes who you become. And now, Harry is completely immersed in Slytherin's culture of calculated ambition and the constant pursuit of power. His entire worldview, it's starting to transform.
This shift becomes absolutely critical in his second year when the Chamber of Secrets opens. Think about it. Harry can speak Parseltongue, the language of serpents. In our timeline, that was weird and unsettling. But for a Slytherin Harry, the suspicion would be off the charts. Students, maybe even some teachers would start wondering, wait a minute, is he the one controlling the monster?
And this isolation becomes his big turning point. He's not being shunned because of who he is, but because of who people fear he might become. And it forces him to ask some really tough questions, like, is power just automatically bad? Does having ambition mean you're destined to be evil? And this is the moment where he starts to rewrite the story for himself. He decides that for him, being a Slytherin isn't about cruelty or oppressing people. No, it's about being powerful, but with a purpose. It's a whole new philosophy, one that probably starts to influence others in his house, maybe even someone like Draco. So, by the time we get to big events like the Triwizard Tournament, this new philosophy has created a completely different kind of hero. He's still brave, don't get me wrong, but now he's also incredibly strategic. He's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. His leadership style is just fundamentally different. He's not out there giving these big, bold, inspiring speeches like a Gryffindor might. Instead, he's building alliances in the shadows, he's studying his opponent's weaknesses, and he's learning how to play the political game. While Voldemort uses fear to rule, this Harry learns how to spread influence. It's a whole different ballgame. And this right here is what makes his final confrontation with Voldemort so much more dangerous. The Dark Lord is expecting a reckless Gryffindor kid to show up. But instead, what he finds is a cunning equal, someone who gets power and ambition just as well as he does. So, the final battle is no longer just a simple duel of good versus evil. It's way more complex than that. It's a clash of two competing philosophies, both born from the very heart of Slytherin House.
Really, it all comes down to this. Voldemort believes power is for one thing, domination. But this Harry, the one who was forged in Slytherin, believes power is for protection. They both understand strategy, they both get ambition, but Harry has the one thing Voldemort will never have, compassion.
And that, right there, becomes Voldemort's ultimate downfall. Harry doesn't just win because he's brave. He wins because his Slytherin nature gives him this unique, almost insider-level insight into Voldemort's mind. He uses that shared understanding of ambition as a weapon against him. So, after all this, what does this darker timeline really show us about the story? Well, it proves that the colors you wear, the common room you hang out in, that stuff doesn't define your destiny. Not at all. At the end of the day, it's your choices that define who you are. A Slytherin Harry might be a little darker, maybe more calculating, sure.
But in this world, those are the very traits that forge him into one of the most formidable heroes the wizarding world has ever seen.
Which kind of leaves us with one final, big question to chew on. Who really makes a more powerful hero? The one who just rejects darkness completely, or the one who truly, deeply understands it and chooses the light anyway?